So yesterday, the devs just released the kill rates from January 1st to March 31st. They released the kill rates and pick rates. Let me tell you something, man. This is my last time arguing with anybody in the community about which side this game favors. It clearly favors killer. It's that simple. Look at the intro. Do you see anybody doing any flashbangs against Trapper? Look at any intro in this game when it comes to like the new DLC killer versus like Dwight, because Dwight is always the main one that's getting killed. Do you see anybody 360 and teabagging at the exit gates? Do you see anybody escaping or are they dying? The game is called Dead by Daylight, and I understand that's obvious, right? But killers are the mascots to the game. Killers are the reason why people play this game. Who would want to play DBD for Ace? Hey, bro, like, play DBD, bro. It's this dude named Ace, bro. We can vote all that. No, that's not how it works, and y'all know this, right? I listen, one thing I hate about this community is that grown adults, like, who engages in bad faith arguments. Like, stop saying it's a skill issue in solo queue when you know majority of players are dual queuing, solo queuing, and you know the nightmarish. On some Freddy type shit, you know how nightmarish solo queue is. So I want to get into the stats right now. If you guys are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. I'm a base content creator in DBD. I've been making content in this game for almost 5 years now, trying to argue with these killer mains. And listen, I hold survivors accountable too when they're wrong, but killers, y'all like to act like y'all can't be wrong because it's 4 against 1. It doesn't make sense. So let's get into the pick rates really quickly, because I don't want to make this video too long. Pick rates for MMR 500 and above, it goes the Huntress. Second goes Wesker, third goes Blight, fourth goes Wraith, and fifth goes Legion. MMR 1800 and above, it goes Blight, Wesker, Freddy, Huntress, and Nurse. Okay, let's go to the kill rates. Let's just keep it very quick. Freddy at both MMR and high MMR, like regular MMR and then at the highest, both basically at 70% because he's at 69% on both. High MMR, low MMR doesn't matter. He has 69%. At the 500 and above MMR, the second is going to be Leech, which is at 66%. It's going to be Twins, which is third. She's at 65%. So that goes at 65%. And then the Dredge is at 65%. And at the highest MMR, of course, is Freddy again. Second is going to be the Twins at 69%. So damn, you got 3. I just realized you got Blight, Twins, and Freddy at the highest MMR. Even with Freddy's rework, they all sit at 69%, basically 70%. Nurse is at a whopping 67%, and then you got Spirit at 66%. Now, let me read something that's very, very important. I'm not even gonna read the other part. I'm just gonna read what it says. Looking at the bigger picture, there was an average kill rate of 60% across all MMR, while the average kill rate increased to 63% for high MMR. This largely falls in line with our intended killer balance. Let me read that last part again. This largely falls in line with our intended killer balance. A few years ago, patch 6.1.0, that's the most important patch I keep referencing, because this is when they destroyed the game, in my opinion, where they overhauled. No one asked them to overhaul Nerf Survivor and really buff kill. This was before that patch. Survivor was really fun. Even in solo queue, we weren't gonna escape because solo queue was still hell, right? Didn't matter what era of DBD, solo queue was still hell. That was the patch that literally destroyed. I'm talking about like Survivor even get less distance after a hit, like base mechanic. Like even without a perk or not, killers can speed up faster after a hit. Survivors get less distance, right? So that goes to all the killers that try to talk about skill. It's like, bro, they buffed your bloodlust and they nerfed our distance after we get a hit. Like, what are you talking about skill for, right? But they even said back then they wanted to raise the kill rates to 60%. That's why you see these killers that are very hard to run from now, right? Like, I don't know, the Knights, and you know, you got Vecna that can block pallets. And you gotta think, when they are creating these killers, they're not creating these killers for like the bad players. They're creating killers for survivors who are really good, who can try to stop those type of survivors from making these killers look like they're weak. That's why they create these difficult type killers. Most survivors who are average aren't that good at running Trapper, even with Windows, and y'all know this. Like, that's obvious. But they design certain killers like alien, and they gotta have these anti-loop. You damn if you hold forward, you damn if you don't. If you drop the pallet, you get hit. If you don't drop the pallet, they're gonna zone you out and hit you anyway. Like, this is why they created that, right? Like, does that make sense? I'm gonna read the escape rates and I'm gonna give my final thoughts. The escape rates for Survivor and solo queue. Regular MMR is at 42.1%. High MMR is at 40.4%. Duo queue overall 39.7%. High MMR at 40%. Trio, I call it the trio queue, but it's 3 survivors overall. Their escape rate is at 39.4%, and the high MMR is at 42.3%. And then you got a full stack at 41% as a 4 stack, and then at the highest MMR, they just sit a little bit below 50% at 48.2%. It says overall escape rates tend to be quite close across MMR brackets, with all MMR seeing a 41% escape rate and high MMR landing at 42%, so just 1% more than just the regular ones. And then it says digging into specific party sizes where the results differ, etc. So I just want to give my take, and then I'm gonna pretty much I know I just kind of speeded through there, but I'm just that good. Y'all, just because something is possible doesn't mean it's probable, doesn't mean it's likely, right? So for example, when you guys say this game is survivor sided at the highest MMR level and at the lowest is at killer side level, I just read to you the data and stats. At some point you have to use something of data and facts to substantiate your argument. You can't just use your anecdotal experiences, meaning you can't just look at what you see and say, well, this is what I see from one of my favorite streamers that I watch. That's not how it works. Okay, we know that there are comp players who have their own arbitrary rules and settings that is not even recognized by the devs, because the devs recognize pub matches. They work up like whether you're in the 4-stack or duo queue or just solo queue. They recognize that. They recognize average gameplay. Not, okay, you can play with this killer but only in certain matches, and you can't use syringes. That's not how that works. Now, I'm not knocking comp players because they got a bajillion hours. A lot of them have been playing since the game released. I got 8,100 hours. I can easily be a comp player if I wanted to, but I just don't play DBD the way I used to. But I am telling you, there's no way killers are telling me that they are averaging a 1K and below, because then that means you're telling me that 3 survivors are escaping your match almost every single game. No, what's happening is even at your worst game, you are getting a 2K or better. That means 2 people die, 2 people escape. Correct? And that's at your worst game. But the devs are showing me it's at 60%. There's a reason why these killers are getting reworked, right? Just as, again, y'all look at the minority versus the majority. Okay, a lot of players are playing DBD because of the killers that's coming out. So the devs, it makes sense that the killers have to be really strong. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have the stats to the ghoul, right? Clearly, he's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's the greatest killer of all time, damn near, right? Even after the nerf, right? But I'm joking. I mean, because I still think he's stronger than nerfs. But it's the fact that, like, he has to be the way he is so that people can say, oh wow, I remember this anime or this manga, whatever, mongoose. I don't watch anime like that. But why would they make it where he's not fun to play as a role just to try to make survivors feel good? I'm sorry, survivors. Killers have to be better. They have to be good. You have to like killer. So I'm okay, even as a survivor man with 8,100 hours into this game, saying, look, this is killer's day. This is killer's life. This is killer's world. This is a killer's main world. Okay? Killers have to be stronger. They have to be faster. They have to be the main role. So we have to just play around it and just not be entitled to think we're going to escape every single match. But when killers try to lie and gaslight and saying, no, it must be you. You don't understand how to play because I know people who can really beat this killer. Stop. The majority of people are just average players, bro. Just like a lot of killers are just average killers. But killers can make 1,000 mistakes and they can still come out with a 2K or more. But Survivor, I don't care how good you are. You could be Nightlight, you could be Xeno, I don't care who you are. You could be Zaka. You are not playing solo queue and escape. I ain't talking about you having, stream snipers that's helping you. Most of y'all are not winning in solo queue. I don't care how good you are. It's not designed that way. We don't have comms. It's literally, solo queue is never going away, by the way. They will always have solo queue. So I just want to be clear with that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just want to give you my take on the stats. I think that at the end of the day, killers have to be the stronger role. It's called Dead by Daylight. You do not see people being flashbang in and out of lockers and being head on stun in the intros. That's not how it works. Killers have to be the mascot. Killers have to be the better role to play. Survivor is the secondary option. There's nothing wrong with that. I like playing Survivor more than I like playing Killer, but that's just my thoughts and take. And listen, like and share, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. Just be respectful, and if you disagree, right? But try to not use ad hominem attacks and say, oh, it's because your channel is low. No, they just show me data of, on average, killers are losing. On average, I ain't talking about every now and then against a very good team. Show me on average when killers are not getting a 2K or better. Okay, show me data, not just you running your mouth. Show me data. But if nothing else, hope you guys have a blessed day. Stay safe out here, and if nothing else, I hope you don't get a goal tonight.